Hello everyone and welcome to the Part-Time Gamers YouTube channel and also our Twitch channel for the first time, kind of like a live recording plus YouTube video. So this is the first episode of a new series which will hopefully continue on the channel, and it's a kind of a pilot episode, so we're going to see how this one goes, edit it, and how we need to change a few things, whatnot. So hopefully this one goes well, and all being well, there'll be one hopefully each week. So this is going to be called PTG Weekly, Part-Time Gamers Weekly. It's a weekly kind of series, catch-up kind of thing where we talk all things video games and introduce some cool things. So we'll go through it as we go through. But any any current or viewers of the YouTube channel may have watched my series where I did Welch's Wednesday Weekly. It's a very similar concept. So I'm just looking at my phone to get everything I need up ready. Very similar concept where we're going to talk about video game news. We're going to talk about just hot topics in video games, talk about what we've been playing, what you guys have been playing, and so on and so forth. It's going to be streamed to Twitch each week, and also uploaded to YouTube afterwards. So the reason it's live streamed is twofold. One, so you get live interaction with you guys rather than comments which I'll reply to a week later or whatnot. Live interaction if you guys want to watch it live. If not, YouTube comments are still fine. But obviously, if you guys want to watch live and interact with me in a live format, then you can come and join in the chat. On Twitch, if you're on YouTube, Twitch channel is in the description below. The other reason is because Welch's Wednesday Weekly took a lot of time to edit. A lot of time that I just don't currently have. So I thought the best way to do it is as like a live format, like a live chat show kind of thing, which I can just quickly export onto Twitch. So it just takes about, hopefully these episodes will be about 15 to 30 minutes, somewhere between that time. I just take that out of my time that I normally spend gaming and talk about games instead with you guys. So that's the idea. So we're going to do news first. As I said, this is a very new concept. Not a new concept, but very first episode. So see how this goes. But what I want to talk about this week, I was going to save this episode until after the Game Awards. But I think what we'll do is do the Game Awards chat show next week. But what I want to talk about is something that's a massive hot topic at the moment, and that is the PlayStation Spartacus service, or project, I guess you can call it. So, for those of you who don't know, late last week, it was, I guess you could say rumoured, but basically leaked, that PlayStation are working, which, again, not surprisingly, are working on a new subscription service to try and compete with Game Pass, because it's pretty well known that they're struggling to keep up with Game Pass. Game Pass is an incredible service for Xbox. I use it all the time, and they're starting to get them big hitters on there as well. Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite in just the last 2 months, and they get a lot of other incredible titles on there as well. Bethesda games as well, and so many games coming up. So I think Sony know they need to do something about it. And it's rumoured, well, this project is going to be called PlayStation Spartacus. That will not be the name of the final service, I'm sure. But let's talk about it. What is it going to be? What is it? And can it compete? So I'm going to be looking at a link from The Verge. So go over to The Verge if you want to read it all. I'm going to kind of paraphrase. But this Spartacus project will have 3 tiers to it. So currently, I guess we should talk about this. PlayStation have PlayStation Plus, which is just a service you pay however much it is a month. I can't remember, £5 a month. For the online services, so you can play online and whatnot, and then you get 3 to 4 free games a month. There are other benefits such as cloud saves and stuff like that, and exclusive discounts, free, not map packs, but like downloadable packs for games and stuff like that. Then there's PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now is more similar to Game Pass, where you pay, again, £5 to £10 a month. I can't remember what it is. I get the yearly subscription, and you get a vast selection, a very big selection of games to play for free. Just by subscribing to the service, they are free. As long as they stay on the service, they are yours to play for free. You can either stream these over the internet, or you can download certain titles. So you can download the PS4 titles and some PS2 games. PS3 games you cannot download; they have to be streamed due to many issues with the PS3. So there's hundreds of games on there, and that's basically what Game Pass is. But Game Pass, you can download everything, and it probably has a higher caliber. I guess you could argue it doesn't, because PlayStation now does have at the moment, I believe God of War's on there, but that will leave. Whereas all of Xbox's first-party titles will be on there from the day they release until the end of time, or until the service ends. So that is the big selling point of Game Pass: is Halo Infinite day one. It's yours if you've got Game Pass. God of War Ragnarok, which comes out next year, currently will not join any PlayStation service for at least 2 years at today's kind of moment. But this is where Spartacus comes in. So, PlayStation Spartacus, 3 tiers. One of the tiers would basically be PlayStation Plus. What PlayStation Plus is now will be number 1 tier. So the most simple tier, the cheapest tier, will be PlayStation Plus. So it sounds more like a rebranding at the moment rather than a new service. The report says that the second tier would include a catalogue of PS4 and eventually PS5 games. So that is starting to sound like Game Pass. It says a catalogue, which means, to me, doesn't say... Obviously, the PlayStation Plus tier 1 part would be the monthly free games that you get, and they're yours to keep, even if you... Not if you unsubscribe, but even if you come down from tier 2 to tier 1, they'll be your games, kind of thing. Whereas in tier 2, it'd be more like a Game Pass or a PlayStation Now service, where you get a catalogue of games to pick from and play from. Now, tier 3, this is the interesting part, would have extended demos, game streaming, and a library of classic PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games. This service is likely to be on both PlayStation 4 and PS5, and this service will launch in the spring. So it also goes on to say that they do not expect PlayStation first-party titles to launch on this service day and date, which is the big point. But if we go back to this tier 3, we kind of get tier 1 is basically plus, tier 2 is basically plus now, PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now together, minus the PS3 and PS2 games for some reason. So that's fine. That's just combining 2 services together. Tier 3 is adding PS1, PS2, and PS3 games and PSP games to what would be PS4 and PS5 as well. Also, extended demos. Now, demos seem to be a thing of the past. I don't know if they're going to try and bring those back in. They have been doing that recently, PlayStation. They've released a few demos for certain games, more like trials. So I don't know if that's what they're going to try and do. So maybe when God of War Ragnarok releases, I'm going to keep using that as an example, you'd be able to play, say, 4 hours of that game as an extended demo if you're part of this tier 3 service, which sounds cool, because if they're not going to give you that game day and date, at least you can play it and see if you want to go and buy it with your money. I quite like that. It's nowhere near what Game Pass does and just gives you it, but at least you're not wasting your money. Like God of War Ragnarok, most people will buy that, we know, but Horizon Forbidden West, for example, there will be some people that aren't too sure. They can try it out and see if they like it and then go and spend their money. Or a game like Ratchet and Clank that came out this year, or I don't know, Destruction All Stars would have been a great example if it wasn't a free game. People would have tried that, decided they hate it, and never would have bought it. So that kind of thing. The game streaming is basically what was PlayStation Now as well. Not much to say there. PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP titles is very interesting. Obvious omission is PS Vita. Don't know why that hasn't been mentioned here. But those ones are interesting. And the big thing with those is going to be, can you download them or are they just streaming? If they're just streaming, it's basically it's just a little bit better than PlayStation Now because it's probably a few more games. If you can download those games, this service is a must-have for me personally, because there are a ton of PlayStation 3 games, some that I haven't played that I want to play, for example, the Resistance series, and there are some that I have played that I want to replay, for example, the Infamous series. I've played the Infamous series on PlayStation Now by streaming it, which is okay. I've said Infamous series, Infamous 1, but it's not perfect over the internet. Whereas if I could download it and just play it like a proper downloaded game, that would be amazing, and I'll be all over that. And that service will have me cooked from day one. It honestly would. But it depends. If they've found a way to make it work and you can download all these PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games, I'm in. They've sold me. Now, moving on to the final issue is this whole they won't have first party games at day and date when they launch. Is that an issue? Yes, it's an issue if they want to try and compete with Game Pass, so it's going to be an issue because Game Pass will always have that over them. When Starfield comes out for Xbox next year, which isn't going to come to PlayStation, Starfield will just be there for Game Pass members. It's theirs. They don't have to pay any extra. That's massive. PlayStation, let's put it this way, if PlayStation come out and do say, oh yeah, and God of War Ragnarok will be on their service, if you've got it, on the day it releases, I will be stunned. I don't think there will be anything that can shock me more than that. They could announce, I don't know. I don't even know what else they could announce. Nothing will stun me more than them saying first party titles will be available on the service. Unless this service costs a lot. That's the thing we don't know, is the price. We have to assume the PlayStation Plus or the PlayStation Spartacus Tier 1 will cost the same as PlayStation Plus. Fine. PlayStation Spartacus Tier 2 was probably going to be double of that, maybe. So say if Tier 1's £5, Tier 2's 10. If Tier 2 is realistically £20 a month, that's £240 a year, which if you pay them £70 games, that's what, just over 3 games. If you releasing 3 first party titles a year, maybe you could do that. I still don't think they will. I think they'd earn more money by not doing it. I don't know. It's a tough one. It depends on the pricing of this tier system. If that third tier is expensive, if say pushing on to £25 to £30 a month, then it has to have first party titles, I think. If it's around the £15 competing with the Game Pass Ultimate price, then we could let them off as long as the library of games is still great. If the first party titles aren't there on day and date, but if, I don't know, all the Resident Evil games are on there or something, like, I don't know, some big titles are on there, then great. Or another alternative is, they're not going to be there on the first day, but they will be 12 months later or 18 months later. Problem is, will they want to say that because it might be like, people will be like, you know what, I am excited for Horizon Forbidden West, but not enough, I can wait a year. Granted, I wouldn't be able to wait a year for God of War Ragnarok, and they know that, so maybe they could do that. But there are some of their games, for example, Ratchet and Clank that come out this year. I would have struggled to wait, but there would have been a lot of people that would have been like, you know what, I can wait to play that game. So are they going to do that? Will they let us have it? Will they tell us when it's going to come to the service? Easily, I think 18 months is a good one because it's like a year and a half. It's a long wait, and by then there's spoilers on the internet everywhere, and I don't know. It's a long time to wait for a game. 12 months is a long time as well, but 18 just sounds like a long way away. So maybe they could do that, and it's almost like sorry, we're not giving you it the first day, but if you are willing to wait, you can have it in 18 months. And there's enough games on our service to hold you over for that 18 months. I don't know. That's one way of doing it. So the big question is, can it compete? I guess it has to compete with Game Pass. My answer is it's not going to overtake it, from what we've heard. Obviously, they could come out and shock us all. From what we heard and what we expect, I don't think they'll overtake Game Pass or become the best value in gaming. I think Game Pass will keep that title. I think Game Pass will continue to be the best service, especially if their games continue to improve, like Halo Infinite and Forza Horizon 5. If their first party titles keep improving, Game Pass will be the best service. But it's more important that PlayStation at least try and compete, because right now they're not. Especially if you look at December's PlayStation Plus titles, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and PlayStation Now titles, they are not good. So it's, especially when you consider that at Game Pass this month are getting Halo Infinite, Aliens Fireteam Elite, And there was something else big as well on there that I saw the other day. Was it? It wasn't Hades. Hades already on there. Among Us is coming to it. There's stuff like that. So it's it's a big job for PlayStation to compete, but I just don't think they're going to be able to. I say that. I don't think they're going to be able to overtake them. Can they catch up? Potentially. It really depends. Like I say, I don't think the first party titles will be their day and date. So if the rest of the catalogue is great, we'll see, basically. I think they should try and compete on the pricing. If they can make a great service for the same price as Ultimate, then they can at least compete, which is what we want, PlayStation fans want. And for me, the biggest thing would be if the first party titles were a day and date, but because I'm not expecting that, the biggest thing for me would be for all of those old games, PS3 backwards, if all of those games were downloadable onto my PS5 or PS4, it's already a winner for me personally. So I'm super excited about it. Apparently it's coming out in the spring. Kind of crazy that it's kind of been leaked around Game Awards. I wondered if maybe it would be announced at Game Awards, but I guess they don't want to announce something in December and then not release it until April. Especially with Horizon Forbidden West coming out in February. I think they want that to come out and let people spend their money on it, and then they can say, oh yeah, by the way, you could have had this in 18 months, that kind of thing. So I think they'll wait till April, March time to announce it and release it. I'm sure it would be some sort of PlayStation, what do they call them? State of Plays that would be talking about the service. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to find out more, but also kind of hesitant to get too excited about it. Let's put it that way. Yeah, that's the topic we're going to talk about this week. Nothing really else to talk about in terms of news this week. Quickly, what we've been playing. If there's anyone in the Twitch chat, please feel free to put in what you've been playing. Or any questions you want to ask me, chuck them my way. Same in the YouTube comments. Let me know what you've been playing, and let me know any questions you want to ask me. I can answer them next week, because obviously I can't read YouTube comments right now. What we've been playing. So I've been playing a lot of Halo Infinite. Multiplayer. The campaign comes out tomorrow. I do plan on playing it at some point, but not straight away. Loving the Halo multiplayer so much more than I thought. It's actually a video on our YouTube channel where I was playing the technical flight test, whatever you call it, the pre-beta, and I didn't like it. But I think that was more that I wasn't very good at it, and I'm still not great, but I'm improving, and I'm taking the time to want to improve, and I'm just having so much fun with it. I'm loving it. There are issues which I think have been blown out of proportion. The biggest issue was the progression system, but I actually quite like it now. I think they've got it in a good place. It can improve, but if it didn't, I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm loving Halo Infinite. I've also been playing Psychonauts 2, another Xbox exclusive, well not exclusive, but an Xbox title on Game Pass. Loving that game. I say loving. I'm really enjoying that game. It's up for Game of the Year at the Game Awards this week. Personally, wouldn't get my vote. We'll talk about Game Awards more next week once we know the winners and stuff. But I'm near the end of Psychonauts 2, probably a couple of hours away. I'm planning on beating that and then moving on to the Halo Infinite campaign. But no, it's been surprisingly good. I say surprisingly. The reviews have been fantastic, but it just didn't look like the game for me. But it has been. It's been pretty good. I've enjoyed it, particularly the last kind of 5 hours or so. There's a part in the middle of the game where I was like, I'm not really liking this that much, but now it's really kicked on. What else have I been playing? A lot of Splitgate, which is basically Halo's cheaper cousin. But I'm really enjoying Splitgate still. Resident Evil 2. Playing a lot of Resident Evil 2. So close to the Platinum Trophy and one trophy away. There will be a stream at some point this week where I try and get that. And other than that, I've been playing Gears of War 5 with Scott, which has been streamed to Twitch as well. So yeah, been playing a fair bit, and I think that's what I've been playing. Anything else on Xbox I've been playing? No, I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, as I said, let me know in the comments, guys, what you've been playing. Have you been playing Halo Infinite? Let me know how far are you in the progression system. I'm on tier level 10, I think. I haven't bought the Battle Pass, but if I remember correctly, the Battle Pass never expires. Like, you can carry on doing it forever. So if I eventually complete it, I might buy it so then I've got everything. I don't know. We'll see. But at the moment, I'm just collecting the free stuff, which is fantastic. So moving on to technically the main event of the show, and that is a new thing that I'm introducing to. Obviously, this is a new show, but a new thing I want to do completely for the whole channel and our whole little community, and that is a part-time gamers game club. Now, this is effectively a book club. So most of you will know what a book club is. It's a bunch of people that get together, read a book, and talk about it afterwards. We're doing the same, but for games. It's something I've always liked the idea of. Never really seen it done properly, and this probably isn't going to be done properly either, but we might as well try. And it might be something that goes really well, might be something you guys hate, or just don't get involved in. That's fine, but we're going to give it a go. So, part-time gamers game club. What we're going to do is each month, roughly, we will pick a game and play it for a month, and then at the beginning of the next month, when we pick the next game's month, we'll discuss and kind of review the last game's month. That makes sense, right? I think that makes sense. So today we're going to pick a game. We're going to play it up until beginning of January. On the beginning of January, we'll review this game and then pick the next game. That's how it works. And obviously, this is a weekly series. On a weekly series, we won't discuss too much about the game, but we'll say if we're enjoying it and blah blah blah. How far are we? How far do we think we've got to go? If we finish it early, if the game's like short, maybe we'll bring the review forward and pick a new game. It's not set to a month. And the other reason for that is because there's going to be some months where, for example, when God of War Ragnarok comes out, we're going to be dropping everything and playing that. So it's kind of loosely monthly. But basically, we're going to do a game club until we beat the game, review it, and then move on to the next one. So hopefully that'll be something you guys will enjoy. And we're going to make it so the games are normally games that have been free on PlayStation Plus, or they're on Game Pass, or they're on discount like massively. Something like that, or they're on PlayStation Now. If they're on some sort of service, then we'll probably pick them. But it won't always be that. We'll also put other games in there that maybe me or Fipsy want to play, stuff like that. So if you want to get involved, then download the game, talk to us, message us on Twitter, Instagram, or in our streams. We'll stream the game as well. Not exclusively, we won't just stream that game, but we will stream that game. And we can talk about it in there and just talk to us about it and treat it like a club, treat it like a little community playing this game. And hopefully it should be good fun, and we'll all get to play a different variety of games. So because it's the first one, I'm just going to pick a game, but typically what we're going to do is our Twitch subscribers will be able to vote for the game that we should play. We'll pick a selection of, say, 4 games, maybe 5, and our Twitch subscribers will be able to vote for which one that we all play. So the way that will work is Twitch subscribers have access to our our subscriber-only exclusive Discord chat. The poll will go in there, and then you vote through there. Easy as that. But as I said, as it's the first month and we're piloting it, I'm just going to pick a game, and then next month we can move on, and you guys can vote. Any subscribers on Twitch can vote. So yeah, first month, the game we're going to be playing is a game that's free on PlayStation Plus this month, and that is Mortal Shell. Now, Mortal Shell, from what I understand, is a Souls-like game. I shouldn't be playing this. I do not do well in Souls games, but I thought let's give it a go. I wanted to make it a free game. That's first on this game club. The other games that are free this month aren't great. Well, there's a Lego game, which I didn't really fancy playing, and Godfall, which sounded okay, but then I found out that it's basically a cheap knockoff demo version of it, and I'm protesting against it, and I'm not downloading it. So Mortal Shell's the answer. I was going to wait a day and pick Halo Infinite, but I thought everyone's playing that anyway. Let's pick a game that a lot of people will be playing because it's free, but a game that we can all play and enjoy together. So that's it. The game is Mortal Shell. If you go onto PlayStation Plus, you'll see that it's free. Funnily enough, it's also on Game Pass this month. So if you've got Game Pass, you've got Mortal Shell. If you've got PlayStation Plus, you've got Mortal Shell. So feel free to download it, play it, and talk to us about your opinions of the game. And then when we all beat it, we can review it at the end of the month. So hopefully it'll be good fun. I can show you it now. I've got it downloaded, ready to go. hopefully you can see that. Mortal Shell. I don't know what you can see there because I can't even see what I'm showing you. But yeah, we're going to go in straight into that. And also what we're going to do is after this episode, the stream's going to go down for a minute or so. It's going to go straight back up and we're playing Mortal Shell. So for those of you watching on YouTube, next week, the problem is it's not going to be a set date, but next week, if you follow our Twitch channel, you'll be notified when we go live. After this episode, we'll probably go back and play Mortal Shell. So yeah, let's go straight into it. First of all, I want to say thank you all so much for watching this first episode of Part-Time Gamers Weekly, or PTG Weekly. The reason I've called it that is so I don't have to do it on a set day like the World Wednesday Weekly used to be. If you're watching on Twitch, please do give us a follow. You'll get notified, as I said, when we go live, playing Mortal Shell, playing any other game, and also doing this live show. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching, and please do leave a like, leave a comment and subscribe. Helps out a lot. And as I said, leave a comment, let us know what you've been playing. Have you been playing Halo Infinite, and will you be playing Mortal Shell with us? I'm really interested to know. And one last point I forgot to mention, my first half an hour or so with Mortal Shell will also be going up on YouTube, so look out for that. And maybe you'll decide after watching that you do want to give it a go, or maybe you'll think, I'm never touching that game ever. So we'll see. But thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Please let me know if you did, because it helps out a lot, what I could change. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.